Welcome to the Excelsior Health Podcast. This is the podcast for busy professionals and busy parents who are battling weight gain, high stress, and a drop of self-confidence. On this podcast, guys, we take the complicated aspects of fitness and trying to transform your health, and we break it down to simple actions and a game plan so that way you can transform your health and regain control of your lifestyle. I'm your host, Coach Cory. This is my lovely guest,
Coach Susie.
my lovely co-host, Coach Susie. All right, so me and Susie love to do quickies, so we're going to give you guys a quickie today. Very tactical, but basically what I'm calling this is like 7 musts or 7 truths that you should know to upgrade your health and your fitness. All right, so Susie, how we kind of came up with this episode, oftentimes in our program, we do messages of the day. And sometimes I get influenced by social media. Sometimes it's a book that I read. It's a podcast, something that a mentor said. And I was listening to a guy named Dan Martell, who he's Canadian, very successful entrepreneur. And he was just talking about just different little simple things in fitness. And he's an entrepreneur, but he's very heavily into fitness. And he just said a couple things. And I was like, man, that was paraphrased so easily that somebody could understand that. And then I started thinking about other aspects of the journey, and I started trying to make it as simple as possible. So that's what today's episode is Susie's going to list out, Susie was listening to me share this message to our clients, and she was like, man, that would be good just for us to tell people those things. So simple to the point, but it's things that if you understand these concepts, it will give you a little bit more clarity to take action on your journey. And one of my favorite lines that I love to say is clarity precedes execution. So once you understand something a little bit better, the chances that you do it goes up. All right. So let's give it to them.
So number 1, your calories in and out dictate your weight.
Right. So for example, if you're someone who's overweight, a big part of what you need to pay attention to is the relationship of calories going into your body, calories coming out of your body. So what I mean by that is the only way to lose weight, right? And by weight, I do mean, yes, body fat, is you have to be in a calorie deficit. So what a calorie deficit means is your body's in a state that you are burning more calories than you are taking in. So how do we take in calories? It's the food we eat. So it's the beverages that we drink, and it's the food that we eat. So if we eat poor quality food, most of the time, those poor quality choices, they're usually packed with a lot of high calories, right? So a lot of people, that's what gets them stuck. And then the other thing is, as busy professionals, we significantly overestimate how much we move. Mm-hmm. We're sitting at a desk all day. We don't go for walks. We barely work out. And we wonder why am I gaining 5 to 10 pounds every year or every couple of years? So for you, if you're looking at your weights and you're like, man, my weight is not changing, that's the thing that you got to understand is your calories is going to control your weight. So if you just reduce how much you're taking in, you are going to lose weight over time. Now, what I will say is your weight isn't everything. So someone could start just starving themselves and not consuming a lot of calories, and they can lose weight, which for a lot of people, they'll be happy, but it doesn't mean you're going to have the physique or the performance that you might want. But start out, if you want to decrease your weight, consume less calories by improving the amount of food, by tracking your food, improving the quality of your food, and then increase your movement, right? So that means strength train a couple of days per week, get yourself walking every single day. These are all ways that are going to help you lose more weight.
Yeah. Number 2, your macronutrients dictate how you look.
There you go. So macronutrients, what this means is when you eat foods, you're going to get certain nutrients that are pulled, right? So the main 3 macronutrients that people are going to focus on is protein, carbohydrates, and dietary fats. Yeah. So if you're eating the right distribution of those, and in most situations, if you're eating ample amount of protein, it's going to change like your body fat percentage, the way you look. And I'll give you an example. If someone is eating, I'm just going to throw out a number. Someone's eating 2,000 calories and one person is eating 50 grams of protein and then they're eating X amount of carbs and calories, but the same situation, someone's the same weight, they now consume 150 grams of protein compared to those 50 grams of protein, and it's better quality food, that person is going to have way more better results, even though their calories were about the same, right? So really making that understanding that if I just prioritize protein and the right distribution of my macronutrients, it's going to have a huge impact on how I physically look. And for a lot of people, what that look is going to change is you're going to be leaner. You're going to have more muscle mass on your body, which is the look that most people are going for. Like, you know, we're not going for skinny. We're going for strong, healthy, fit, and lean.
Yeah. Number 3, your micronutrients dictate how you feel.
Yeah. So a big part of being healthy is your energy. It's your mental focus. So when we're saying micronutrients, it's the quality of the food that you eat. So yes, you can lose body fat and you can eat right amount of protein by eating a bunch of processed foods, but you're just really good at tracking the amount. But if you take it another step deeper and you're eating real food, you know, so instead of just eating protein bars and protein shakes, you're now eating fish, right? Whether it's salmon, tilapia, steak, right? You're eating not just greens powder that you mix up in a shake, you're actually eating cucumber, broccoli, and vegetables, right? You're not just having cereal and maybe oatmeal, you're having sweet potato, you're having amaranth, you're having beans. That's the point, is in these real foods that are, you know, grown from the ground or they're coming from real animals, you're going to get more nutrients and vitamins, which is going to dictate your energy levels and also how your body just functions. All the processes, whether it's your gut, your brain, your heart, these things are going to work so much better because of the nutrients you're giving them.
Yeah. Number 4, goals reveals your direction.
I'm really, really big on setting goals. And it's one of the things that we work a lot with our clients is a lot of people want to transform their health, but they don't know where they're starting from. And if you don't know where you're starting from, you're not going to figure out where do you want to go. So it's really, really important. If you want to transform your health, your career, your life, you have to have a goal. And I'm sure a lot of us remember this in high school or maybe it was middle school. You got to set SMART goals. And with SMART, to me, the ones that were the most important was it has to be specific. You have to be able to measure the goal. And then the other one really is just set a timeline. The timeline doesn't matter so much that like whether you accomplish it in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. It's more that timelines give you a sense of urgency, right? They give you some sort of deadline to like provoke action. So like what we said is goals give you direction. If you have no goals, you don't know what you're waking up in the morning and chasing. And time is literally just going to go by without you having a focus of priorities. So if you look at your schedule, you're going to see your priorities. And if you're someone with goals, that should give you direction on how you want to live each day, each week, each quarter. And those are going to add up to either really successful years, or you're going to look back and say, damn, I'm in the same place and nothing's changed.
Yeah. You actually said it. So number 5, your actual schedule shows your priorities.
There you go. So a lot of people say, yeah, like I really want to lose body fat. I want to get healthier. I want to make more money. Man, I really, I love my kids. You know, I love my wife. But if you go on their schedule, you don't see they're spending that time in that area. They're spending their time doing other things. So your schedule is going to show you your priorities. You need to be intentional about those. One of the things that I've learned to do through mentors is, man, on Sundays, I got to set my week and I got to fit the important rocks, the goals, the things that I want to do, because life is just going to happen. Yeah. So that's one thing that I highly recommend is have a day in the week where you set your priorities, your to-dos, and it should always go back to the things that are most important. And for me, and part of what we're trying to teach in this podcast is, hey, we want people to prioritize their health. We want people to prioritize personal excellence, you know, being the best version of themselves. It's their family. It's time and financial freedom, but also like adventure, you know, going out and now that you are transformed in your health, it's going able to do the things that you want in your life. So your schedule should reflect those things, or else you're always going to feel a sense of like stress, anxiety, overwhelm, because you're not living congruent to like what you actually want when it comes to your goals.
Yeah. Money could buy you a lot, but one thing you can't buy is your time.
Yep.
Once it's gone, it's gone. Number 6, your current habits will show you your future results.
There you go. So if you're wondering why you're not where you want to be in your fitness, in your financial, your relationship, your life in general, you got to look back. And for a lot of us, what have your actions, aka your habits, what have they been the last 90 days? That will tell you. So if you want to look ahead to the future, look at your habits today, because that's what's going to happen, right? So your habits need to reflect the person that you want to be. And that's the hard thing about fitness sometimes is, yes, you have to act like this fit, healthy person, even though you're not that person yet. But when you act like this thing for long enough, you eventually will become that thing. So really, really take an inventory and look at these habits. If you want to be wealthy, what are the things that wealthy people do? Is they learn high income producing activities, right? They learn how to save money and live within their means. They learn how to invest money. Fit people and healthy people do the same thing. The habits that they understand is they got to move. They prioritize strength training. They walk on a regular day basis. They get the right amount of sleep. So look at your habits because they are going to tell you your future.
Mm-hmm. Number 7, last but not least, your inner circle will show you your potential.
Yeah, this is a big one. We could spend a whole episode on your environment. If you want to fast forward the results in your life, spend time with better people. If there's an unhealthy group of people in your circle and you spend time with people that are just unhealthy overall, you're going to be that 5th person. But if you're in a circle where you're the person that makes the least amount of money and a bunch of people are successful, those people are going to drive you to change your actions most of the time. If you're in a circle where everybody's always talking shit, they're always negative, they're always complaining, they got victimhood, you're going to talk like them. You're going to have that negative type of energy. Or if you spend time with people that they're just loving, they're encouraging, they make you feel good, like you're going to adopt some of their habits and their actions, and you're going to become a little bit more loving and a little bit more positive. So you really always got to look in your circle and say, man, how can I improve myself? Is just spending time with better quality people. And one way I would say you can do that is make yourself more valuable by helping those people. Because usually, pretty successful people, they're busy. Yeah. So you can't just knock on their door and say, hey, I just want to spend more time with you so I can be better. It's like find ways to help them. And then they, in return, will be able to spend more time and show the things that they're doing in their life too. So again, your inner circle, the people you spend time with, the proximity, there's so much evidence out there that shows, even at work, when you work around somebody, you'll be more successful. If you work around a low achiever, you're not going to be that successful. So if you're someone who wants to improve your health, if you want to make more money, if you want to be more happy, make sure the people you spend a lot of time with, they reflect that. And sometimes the people we got to spend less time with, they're our family members. And it doesn't mean you got to delete them out of your life, but you got to reduce the proximity to them and open up more room for the people that are going to make a big difference. All right. So, hey, these are 7 truths that a lot of people got to understand in order to upgrade your life, but especially your health. So any last words? Quickie was good?
Quickie was always good.
Quickie's always good. Short, that's what she said, baby. All right. So this is another episode of Excelsior Health Podcast. Hey, if you guys like these short ones where we get right to the point, give you guys some tangible things that you could take action on, let us know. But we'll keep rocking and rolling. Make sure you guys make sure you guys follow. More amazing interviews and great episodes to come. I'm Coach Cory.
Coach Susie.
Peace.
Ha.